Welcome to the first in a series of how to build your own app. And so let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, we are at appsbar.com. And if you have not already signed up, you can go ahead and click the sign up now button and you can go ahead and enter in your information. And it only takes just a couple of seconds. I have already signed up, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. And you can see I have my username right there. And let me go ahead and put in my password. And you can see here that we have our menu to go ahead and select our app type. Now, there are already several pre-designed templates that you have to pick from, as you can see down here. And so we're going to go ahead and go with educational, since that is what we're primarily interested in. So once I've selected my app type, I'm going to go ahead and hit next. Once I hit next, you can see that I can use my Facebook account to create an app. However, I don't want to do that since this is an educational app. I don't want students to have access to my private information. So I'm going to go ahead and click Create Manually. When I do that, it goes to App Settings. The first thing that you'll see is that you have the option to have commerce on here, which means that, of course, you can sell products. We don't want to do that again because it is an educational app. You can see that we enter in our app name. So we're going to go ahead and just put class sample, since this is a sample of how to create an app. We can also change our icon. Now we can link to an external site, we can upload from our own private folders, or we can click on the library and we can look and see what kind of icons that we have available to us. And you can see there's a whole range of icons that are available. Because this is an education app, I'm going to go ahead and go with the pen and paper. So I'm going to click on the pen and paper. Now don't worry about the overlap. When it imports and publishes, it will correct itself. You can also see that right now we have the graduation student for the educational app for the splash screen. Again, you can link to an external image, you can upload your own private image, or you can go to the library and you can find a variety of images that you can use for the splash screen instead. So we can just scroll down and kind of see what's available. And I really like the clouds, very relaxing. Again, don't worry about the edge over, it will correct itself when it gets published. And then we finally get to the app theme, and this is where we get to pick our color themes as far as the text and the background color. Now I'm a bit of a traditionalist, so I'm going to go ahead and go with the black and white, and it gives you a bit of a sample over here on our sample cell phone so that you can see what it'll look like once all of our apps are put in. Once we have picked our colors and our themes and our images, we can go ahead and hit accept. And then we can go ahead and hit continue. Oh, I'm sorry, apparently we already have a name that says class 1, so we're going to go ahead and change that. And so all we need to do is we just go to our app settings, and we're going to go ahead and re-enter a new name. So we're going to go ahead and put class sample. And we'll go ahead and put 2015, or 15, since that's the year that we're in. This is having a bit of trouble. Okay. So now we'll go to continue. And it's going to take us to our educational apps menu page. Now, because it's a template, you'll notice that there are already some pre-programmed pages in here. You can see that we have an about/syllabus, professors, schedules, appointments, video, social, and then of course contact. You'll also notice that there are various buttons that are for each one that are clickable. And then there's even a delete button. If we didn't want a certain page on here, we could go ahead and delete it. For example, I don't really feel that the students need to have a list of professors. So I'm going to go ahead and click on delete. It's going to ask me if I want to go ahead and do that. And so I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And you'll notice now that the professors page is gone from my app. And so you can see that it's also removed from here. So the first tutorial that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a contact page so that our students know how to get a hold of us. So what we're going to do is, first of all, if I didn't like the word contact, I can change the name of the app. So I can put school info. So I'm going to go ahead and hit update, and you can see that now it says school info. So I'm going to go ahead and hit edit. And one of the things, first of all, is we do need a name, so we can put Mrs. Martinez, our first and last name. And of course, you would never want to put your private information in here. However, there are many times that I had students that needed to know the school address if they were filling out job applications or going for their driver's license. So this is a good spot that you can go ahead and put in the school address for the students so that they can have access to it on their app right there at their phones. And so we'll go ahead and do that. Again, we have another option here where we can add our telephone number. Now, I have a private office phone. Some schools do, some don't. So I'm going to go ahead and put my office phone number on here because, as I've told students, that my office phone number is available so that they can contact me if they're absent and they want to get their makeup work or find out some information about an assignment. I'm also going to go ahead and include my email address here so that, again, if a parent or a student needs to email me, they can contact me at my school email. Now, if I have my own private website that I have built for my classroom, I can also go ahead and link it here. Now, I do not have a private website, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave that alone, and I'm going to press Update Contact. You'll notice that on my sample phone, you can see that my contact, my school info, has been updated. You can see the address with my name at the top. It also comes with a map and directions button. You can see that I have my phone number here, email, and the students can even press the button to go ahead and send an email. And you can see that they have the option to send me an email whichever way they prefer. So now that I'm done with my contacts page, what I can do is I can go ahead and click on the arrow back, and it'll take me back to my page manager. Now you'll notice the icon is pretty generic, so again I can go ahead and click on icon, and I can go ahead and select an image to upload from my own private library, or I can select an icon from below if I want something a little different than just the pastel people. So as I'm scrolling down, let's see if we can find maybe something a little bit more interesting. And since this is a contact page, let's go ahead and put a cell phone, because students know, of course, that you can use a cell phone to contact. Now you'll notice that when I hover over the image, I get a set of crosshairs, and that's because I can actually change the order of my app. So you'll notice that what was now at the bottom is now at the top, and you can see that it's now the first one in the row. So now we have our basic contact page. So when the students are clicking on it, this is what they will see. And when they click home, they will go back to the original page manager. So this is the first in a series of how to create an app. The second tutorial will go over how to add a video link.